just gone 6 in the morning and I'm heading down to the boat just to make some final preparations. I wasn't around a huge amount yesterday with press conferences and stuff like that, so just getting a bit of a head start to get my gear on board and just get my head in the right place in a bit of quiet. Tech team are down there already taking covers off and stuff like that. Looking forward to this. It's going to be good. Very different race. The wind's looking quite light to start off with. It's upwind all the way to Ireland and then downwind all the way to Cherbourg. We've got a lot to learn and a lot to achieve, I think. It's going to be good. We're just approaching the starting area. There's the old Team Banque Populaire behind us. There's an old Volvo there, and right up in the distance you can see a few more of the bigger boats lining up. So we just want to go have a look at the start line, think about our strategy, keep out of the way of everyone. Well, we had a great exit to the Solent. Incredible, really, because it's the first time that we've all sailed together as a team. We had a really nice start. I think we were about second across the line and in a good position. And then just crossing tacks with everyone up the Solent was just fantastic. It always is. You're kind of quite nervous about it before it starts, but then when you get going, it's just so good. And then when we left the Isle of Wight, we were absolutely flying, hammer down, and I was hand steering for about an hour, and we overtook Arkea Paprec, we overtook Teamwork. It was just absolutely fantastic. You can see now behind me the clouds are looking quite different. There's change coming. We know there's a cold front coming. We're going into the night expecting some lighter winds and wind shift. Struggling a little bit because you might see there that sail there is a bit flappy. The one that's unfurled. And so we've got a problem with our hydraulics on board. We found a hose with a leak in it and they all lost pressure, and now we're trying to bleed the system, which is not so easy. We'll see how we go. For now it's meant we can't hoist the right sail. That's just sitting there on the dock, and the guys are in the cockpit trying really hard to find a solution. Well, that wasn't the length of race that we were hoping for. Midnight last night we had to decide to retire. Had a problem with the hydraulics on board, which are fairly critical to both kind of maintaining the rig safety but also the performance aspect of the boat. So the hydraulics manage the foil rake, they manage the Cunningham, which tensions the front of the mainsail, they manage the outhaul, which tensions the bottom of the mainsail, and then most crucially they manage the J3 tack tension, and that's our small jib which supports the middle of the mast. And that's a really crucial mast support, especially when you're going downwind with a big sail. Now, the course for the Fastnet was upwind all the way to the Rock and then downwind all the way back to Cherbourg. And so, we discovered we had a problem probably about, 5 p.m. And it was fine because we didn't need the J3 then. I mean, we weren't sailing absolutely perfectly because we couldn't adjust the foil rake and stuff like that, but we weren't worried about the rig, but we knew that once we'd committed to going into the Irish Sea, then the only way home was going to be either very slowly with a small sail like we are now, or we would have to have a J3 for the big sail. And again, we mapped out what rigging up a rope J3 would look like for the tack, and that was all possible, but sometimes you've got to zoom out on these things, and we're about to start the Ocean Race to Europe. It starts on the 10th of August. We have to have the boat in keel by the 6th of August. We were going to be leaving Cherbourg at the end of July, and this problem with the hydraulics needs to be fixed, and we need to have confidence that it works before we start 6 weeks of really intense racing around Europe. So it's a pretty difficult decision. Every single one of us wanted to carry on, really wanted to carry on. We were really enjoying the race, learning so much, and in the mix as well. But you got to have your eyes on the horizon. You got to think about where you're going, and where we're going is the Ocean Race Europe. So we had to make the call. It's disappointing, but it's been a great first few hours of racing. We've been really, really pleased because we've got potential. At times our boat speed was so fast. And we know that there's things we can get better at. We know we made a few mistakes on handling, but all of that comes good with practice. So definitely looking forward to this summer. Now, the problem with the hydraulics, I can't say I know that much about it firsthand, because we kind of started experiencing it before Portland built. So we tacked and there was a funny noise, and we realised that there was some damage to one of the pipes and an oil leak, and it all kind of spiralled from there. And I think we were trying to fix it for about 6 hours probably. All the time I was having fun sailing the boat, and this poor man here was left to do the hard work.
Yeah, so as Pip said, we've been struggling with hydraulics. Scott and I looked through the system the best we could. So the pipe we broke is actually this one. It goes from the pump to the valve and behind the valve. So we replaced it with like a 21 meter hose.
Really handy.
But that's the same size. So that was a good news, because we had the same fitting and same size of hose, and it started to work again after we replaced this hose. And then we had another failure, and we did plenty of tests, and I think we have to thank also people who've been advising us from the shore. And we ended up having no solution to get proper J3 tack without doing some more damage to the system. So I think that's what made us the call. It's because we could have tried something else, but the try could damage more the system if it wasn't efficient. So that's it. And so yeah, basically it's one of those 3 valves which is remaining open. So when you're using this pump, you're just pumping the oil through the system and you're not getting pressure.
So it's a pretty gutting decision to have to retire, always. How do you feel about it?
You can't feel well about giving up on a race, but I feel like looking at the Ocean Race Europe, it's a good decision, because we're seeing the struggle we're having to get the part service and working again.
Yeah.
And we don't want to lose time to get in keel and start racing. So
we've got to have our eyes on the Ocean Race Europe, really.
Yes, and I think instead of being head down and complaining about giving up on race, we can also see the positive effect of seeing this issue before the Ocean Race Europe, and having ourselves sorted up in terms of technique, in terms of spares, and in terms of knowing the boat, basically. So there is good things to take out of the Fastnet race, even if we stopped it.
A lot of good things, actually, because all the time that you were head down working, and it's you and Scott working, me and Nico were keeping up. We weren't kind of lost at all. We managed to, just with even 2 of us focused on it, we managed to keep up with the fleet. We know the boat's fast, and I think we worked really well together as a team for that aspect.
That's also one really strong point, is to be able to keep being performant while working on the boat, and basically teamwork. And it's hard to get a team together. It's hard to get a team working together, and I think it's a good thing. I think we're strong together.
Yeah. So a lot of positives. Not the result we wanted, but it's not all bad.